Good morning, Sully.
I was happy to see the salmon pants and championship round.
Salmon Pants came back today, and today we're going to swim upstream, go to Keene for that championship game, Sully.
What's the outfit going to look like today? Can we get a preview?
It's going to be a shirt and tie.
Yeah.
That's not all I can give away. I mean, they're going to be pants too, obviously, but I don't know what color they're going to be.
I'm thinking maybe the Robin's Egg Blue might be a good for championship Saturday.
At championship, you might want to go traditional. I might go khakis. I'm sure I got enough shirts to choose from, man. I got a million shirts, and throw a tie on. And usually the shirt kind of dictates
right
what you're going to wear, because you get a good shirt, you're feeling good about it. Then you got the ties you can accessorize with, and you can figure it out. But the shirt really sells the deal, and and to that point, when RV played EHT earlier this week, and then when EHT played in the championship, the state semis. I mean, it was hot, so I'm thinking linen shirt, and that's really what I build around. I need a linen shirt. So
there you go.
Today it might be a little bit cooler. Looks a little overcast. I can go with a regular shirt today.
So Egg Harbor Township, no surprise, they're back in the state championship game. We kind of had a feeling they would make it back there, and they did it with kind of two different styles against Rancocas Valley. They outslugged the Red Devils 13-8, and they come back the next day and win 2-0 over Montgomery. What do you make of this team? You've been watching them in the postseason here for the last couple of years.
Well, I think it was actually you who said it best, Sully. They got some Dunlap magic for Coach Mary Dunlap. I think they do have a little bit of that. I think the RV game, certainly, you saw a glimpse at their mettle, right? I mean, RV scores, I believe it was 5 runs in the top of the fourth to take the lead. EHT had control at 6-2. So now it's 7-6. And you're like, wow, we might have another classic here. They scored 4 runs in the bottom of the fourth and then tacked on 3 more down the line. Could have been the 5th inning even.
Right.
But either way, they responded right away at their next at-bat and kind of just took RV out of the game. Then the next time out, they had 15 hits in that game. The next time out, they had 2 hits, and they won 2-0. I mean, they were out-hit 5-2. They made a couple errors, but they didn't have the errors happen in a row. They find a way to get it done. That's about as cliche as it gets. But with this team, there's nothing much else to say. Their only loss was last year in the state championship, and we'll find out this evening if they can, go the extra step this year.
I think that's really the key is when they do make an error, they don't follow it up with another error. So they limit the damage whenever there is an error. And, we were talking earlier in the show what makes this team so good. And that's part of the reason, another reason is Torrey's Rom just doesn't really walk anybody. So you're going to have to hit your way on, and you're going to have to string together, 3-4 hits in a row to get a couple runs together.
Well, it's not just it is that. It is very much that, Sully. But, that's not the only part of the machination here. The other part is that their outfield is spectacular. I mean, RV, 5 of their first 6 outs were fly outs to the outfield. And they were kind of routine, but then later they made some catches that weren't. I think when you look at the corner outfielders there and you just see the speed, the ground they can cover, when you pitch to contact, most of your infielders are going to be able to play the ball on the ground. They're going to be able to play the bunt. But what can your outfielders do? Can they kind of shade towards the gaps? And EHT absolutely can. They're one of the better outfielders I've ever seen.
I think they're the best outfield in the state. I tweeted that out, and obviously all the Glory Days fans are hopping right on board with that, agreeing with me. But I haven't seen an outfield that's that good, at least in the games I've covered. No,
I haven't either. Easterns was very good last year.
That's true. Yeah, they had a good outfield last year.
I think they're comparable. I really do. I think when you have that type of defense and you don't have a strikeout pitcher, but like you said, she's going to make you you're going to have to hit your way on. You're going to have to put the ball in play. And that's another thing, you get to this point and you kind of wonder, like last year when they got to the finals, the team they played against, Watchung Hills, had an ace who was one of those unhittable softball pitchers. And we've all seen it 100 times before. There's a team that kind of gets carried there by a pitcher a lot of times.
Yeah.
EHT, I wouldn't say that. I would say Tori Schramm's bat more so, and her ability to pitch to contact and get the outs is really what kind of makes the Eagles home there.
And really great run as well by Cedar Creek, coming in as a 4 seed. That was an interesting matchup in the South Jersey final. They're taking on the 11 seed Manchester, and another one of those 2-1 games. They rallied for 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th, and just a great way for them to finish up this year. Obviously, they were a little overmatched against Robbinsville in the group semis, but just a great run by that team, and a team that really doesn't have any stars. I mean, they have only 2 seniors and some younger players, and kind of everybody contributes just a little bit to the bigger picture.
To get that first taste, talking to the Pirates after they lost to Robbinsville on Thursday, to get that first taste is so vital for some of these teams. There are teams that are expected to get there, and I think now certainly Egg Harbor Township has established that for their program. I think Washington Township's always had that for their program. I look across the region, Lacey, Pineland, there are teams that expect to be there when it's all said and done. To have a team do it for the first time and introduce that into their program, and that's what EHT did last year, that's vital for them. And, Cedar Creek, like you said, they bring back a lot. It's a very talented girls. Certainly a great run for them, and a great run for the Cape Atlantic League. The first 2 rounds, we talked about this out at the Diamond the other day, Sully, but just to make a point of it, the first 2 rounds really wasn't great. The Cal lost 10 teams.
Yeah.
There were a lot of teams I thought would make some runs. I thought Absegami could make a run. They lost in the first round. I thought Mainland could make a run. They lost in the second round as the 2 seed. There were some clubs that I think you and I would both admit we were a little disappointed with the result of how far they went.
Yep.
But the Cal has 4 sectional champions, and in our coverage area for South Jersey, our only 4 sectional champions were from the Cal, and 2 teams to play for Cal championship or for the state championship today from the Cal and Wildwood Catholic and Egg Harbor Township. So congratulations to that conglomerate squad.
Good stuff as always, Trible. We going to see you up there at Kane today?
You're right as rain. You'll see me at Kane, Sully.
Look at this guy. A little poetry to end the show. I like it.
Yeah. I'll see you soon, man. Drive safe.
Will do. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you.
That was Mark Trible of the Courier-Post. He's going to be up there along with myself at Kane University